Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Weathering with You. And this movie came out in 2019, and I've never seen anything from this director. I thought it was decent. It wasn't great like I was kind of hoping it was going to be, but it wasn't terribly boring like I was afraid it was going to be. It was decent, did the job. The animation looks pretty great for what it is, and I like how the colors look in it. They really pop in this one. The pacing in this movie was surprisingly fast for the first 30 minutes. That's something that kept me going through it. It was well paced, and everything was being well set up. And I liked what it was going for, and the music was good. And I liked the characters in this film. There are very likable characters in this movie that I was able to get behind and really enjoy. And sure, there are moments where it does kind of fall into that doesn't really make any sense, and I do criticize the movie for having those moments, especially in the third act, where it just doesn't make any sense why characters are doing certain things. And I also kind of felt like, in a way, it didn't really know where to end, but at the same time, I wasn't upset where we went by the end of the film. And there were definitely things that looked cool visually, and that's one of this movie's greatest strengths is the visuals. And I thought the acting was good from what I could tell, and there were some fun moments sprinkled throughout this film that I enjoyed. And if we're going to talk about negatives, like I've already talked about some dumb moments that happen that are sprinkled throughout the film that just dragged the movie down for me. And there were some other things, like there were some side characters and subplots that could easily have been cut out and didn't need to be there. And for the first half of the movie, while I wasn't bored, and not to say that I was bored at any point in this movie, because I felt as though it flowed pretty well, and after the 30-minute mark, it kind of started to slow down a little bit. And not to say it was boring, it was just trying to develop these characters and make you like the characters, and that much I did enjoy. But what I will say is that, and this isn't really too much of a criticism, but more or less a thought in which I was thinking, was about halfway through the movie, I was questioning to myself, what am I supposed to be following here exactly? Because there were things that I enjoyed. I liked the romance element of the film. I thought that was handled well. As much as I enjoyed it, it did kind of feel secondary to everything that was going on, or at least what was being shown. And don't get me wrong, there is a point for things being done in the way that they are. At least I thought there was. But at the same time, it does take a while for it to really reveal its hand. And once it does work for me. I just wasn't really attached to the story, is what I'll say about it, is that the narrative as a whole wasn't something that I was particularly attached with and wasn't in love with. I'll say that about it. But there's not really a whole lot that I disliked about this movie. It's more or less just a nice, enjoyable experience that I liked. There wasn't anything that stood out to me as particularly terrible that ruined the experience, aside from maybe the dumb moments in the third act. But most of the movie worked for me as nice, simple entertainment that I could see myself coming back to maybe one day, although I'm not rushing back to seeing it. I didn't feel as though the movie overstayed its welcome. I didn't hate much about this movie. I didn't find things to be illogical for the most part in terms of what it was being presented. I just felt as though this is good. I like this. But that's really all I have to say about it. It was good. I wasn't bored. I don't hate this. I would recommend it to you if you haven't seen it. But I just wasn't blown away or super impressed outside of some really cool visuals. So with all that being said, I'm going to give Weathering with You a 6 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos. As always, if you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below you thought of Weathering with You, and my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for The Weatherman from 2005, directed by Gore Verbinski. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.